What's a list of things I love? Well, I love my garden because it gives me peace and I love growing things. I love my jigsaw puzzles because they give me something to do, they help me exercise my brain. I love my computer because I built it myself and it helps me achieve a lot of things like getting research done, studying for my LSAT, playing video games when I'm too stressed out. Most importantly, I love my family because, well, they raised me and I wouldn't be anywhere without my family. You know, my folks, my mom, my dad, my two brothers, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, all of them. I love them all because, well, I don't know what I'd do without them, you know. Most of my life has been oriented around them. And I've always wanted to do right by them, you know. Especially my grandparents, my grandpas, you know, both of them have passed away now. And you know, it's been hard. You go and visit them at the cemetery, and you wonder if you're doing right by them. You wonder if they'd be proud of you. You wonder if they care about your accomplishments, or if they would be proud about the person you're becoming. And especially when I hear about all the difficulties they went through, you know, my grandparents went through a lot of racism when they got here. Uh, they had rocks thrown out their house, and I think to myself, is it ever possible for me to live up to what they lived through? You know, they're my heroes. All the difficulties they went through so that I could have a good life. I ask myself, is it ever possible for me to live up to that? You know, and I guess that's what love is. You know, to me, love is about really devoting yourself to something that's bigger than you, something that maybe you can't even live up to. You know, throwing yourself at a problem or throwing yourself at something that you believe in that you know that you can't possibly just do on your own, but you do it anyway because it's the right thing to do. You know, I love God. You know, I love my God. He created me. He loves me. He gives me hope and faith, especially when times are down, as they are now. You know, especially now that I'm, you know, struggling with a lot of difficulties in my life. It feels good to pray. It feels good to ask for for help, and to recognize your shortcomings. You know, it's a humbling thing, but I find every time that happens, it hurts for a bit when I'm made aware of my own shortcomings, my own frailties, or my own failures as a human being. But ultimately, it makes me a better person, and it allows me to find some more contentment and satisfaction in life knowing that I can be a better version of myself, you know. Small things. I love the smell of the rain. When it rains, I leave the windows open because I love the smell of rain. It reminds me of new beginnings. It's refreshing. It makes the temperature nice and cool in the summer. It waters my garden so I don't have to do it. It uh, it gives me an excuse not to mow the lawn. I love my neighbors. You know, we talk, we help each other, especially in the winter. We help each other shovel and chip away the ice in the neighborhood. I love my country. You know, I think it's a wonderful country. I think Canada, I think my city, I think my province are great, Alberta and Edmonton. I think I live in a free society where I get to choose my leaders, where I get to choose which policies I support and which I don't, where I'm allowed to make something of myself, and where I'll be accepted for who I am. And I love my country, you know, and I think I owe a special duty to it. I know that might sound a bit old fashioned, but I think I do owe my country a small deed, you know, or at least a small amount of loyalty at the very least, if not service. What else? Uh, I like going for walks. I like walking through grass without my shoes on. I like the feel of grass on my feet. You know, I love sun. I love the sunshine. I love it when it's sunny out and it rains anyway. I love it when it rains on a sunny day. I love it when we get sunny skies in winter. You know, I love the snow. You know, even though I broke my ankle this year because I slipped on the ice, I love I love snow. You know, it's nice and cold. It's not too hot out because I hate the heat. I hate it when it's too hot outside. But in the winter, a fresh, crisp snowfall covers everything like a white blanket. It's like a new beginning. It's like the world has gone to sleep and it's getting ready to wake up again in spring. And I love that. You know, I love shoveling. It's good exercise, as tedious as it is. And it just symbolizes new beginnings for me. I know winter sounds like the end of all things, but to me it symbolizes new beginnings. I love winter. I was born in winter and I love winter. What else do I love? I guess I love participating in this. The first life in a day or day in the life, I missed out on it. I saw the ads for it, but I was just a kid at the time. I was only 13. I just didn't feel like doing it. But I thought it was an amazing documentary. I love watching documentaries, especially about what life is like for average people around the world. And, I loved the Life in the Day documentary, and I always regretted that I didn't participate in it. But now, having this opportunity, when I found out a week ago that I would get a second chance to do this, it completely motivated me. Uh, Man, I've been looking forward to this all week because I felt like it was my opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do, and that is one, to get my voice heard, and two, to put Edmonton on the map, my city. I mean, depending on which circles you look in, Edmonton is on the map. We're part of the NHL, the NFL, I think, maybe not the NFL, but you know we have some things going for us. But Edmonton's not really a big showy place. It's really not the place you go when you want to make a name for yourself. And despite that, I love my city. What person in their right mind doesn't love their hometown or their home city? So this was just my hope to get it out there and to tell my story. I know the story that I know the videos that I posted today weren't very interesting. At least not in the grand scheme of things. I know that they were pretty mundane.